For today's practice, grab a couple of blocks, that's all you'll need, and meet me in a tabletop. So let's get into a tabletop on our mat, and we'll start with our cat-cow movements, arching the spine and rounding the spine under. Now you can link your breath with this movement. You might inhale to open into a back bend and exhale to round your spine. And let's add a little bit of nuance to this. So when you round your spine, push your hands away like you're trying to rip the mat apart in between your limbs. And then as you arch your spine into a back bend, pull the mat together between your hands and your knees. So push away when you're rounding. And pull towards as you're arching. Let's come to a neutral spine there, and we'll take our right knee out to the side and back down to hover above the floor for 2, 3. Try to keep your belly button facing the floor. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Try to keep your hips as level as possible. 9 and 10. And then let's circle into our hips for 5, 4 on that same side. 3, 2, and 1, and switch directions. And as you're doing this, can you keep your left hip from popping out to the left? Keep it snugged into the center line, into the pelvic floor. Okay, bring that leg down, other side. Knee out to the side and lower for 2. Try to keep your hips level. 3, 4. Try to keep your right hip hugging the center. 6, 7. Can you keep your shoulders level? 8, 9. Keep breathing with it. 10. Big circles there on that side for 5, 4, 3. Try not to buckle at your elbows. 2, 1. And I know it's hard for me. Maybe it is for you. For 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Let's go back into those cat-cows where you can integrate that push-pull for a couple moments with your breath. And then take your right foot to the outside of your right hand and snug your right knee into center and do a few cat-cows and see how that feels. Cat-cow through your spine, snugging your right knee in towards your right arm. You can play with the pacing, use your breath. And then let's pick up our right foot and try to tap our right foot towards our left elbow, step it back, and then our left foot to the outside of our left hand. Snug your left knee in towards your arm and cat-cow. Remember, you can integrate that push-pull of the mat, seeing how this feels in your hips for a few breaths. Nice continual movement here, and then pick up your left foot and see if you can tap your right elbow. Take it back. Again, right foot to the outside of your right hand, snug it in. Cat-cows. A couple times there. Now put your right hand on your right foot so you really seal the right foot to the floor, and let's go forwards and back with our hips. Pull back, sealing the right foot to the floor. Sink in. Pull back. Sink in. One more like that. Both hands to the floor. This time, pick up your right foot and kick it out to the side so your outer ankle reaches towards the ceiling. You might even tuck your back toes and lift up into a plank like this. Lower it down. Left foot to the outside of the left hand. A couple of cat-cows with your breath. With the push-pull, hand on the left foot, seal the left foot to the ground, forwards and back. Almost towards a straight leg if you like. Take it into the range that makes sense for you. Body and breath. And then hands to the floor and left heel out to the side like your outer ankles kicking towards the sky. You might tuck your toes and come into a plank like that. And then come on back down. All right, tuck your toes under, hover your knees, and then widen your knees out to the side and squeeze together. Knees hovering about 1 inch off the floor. Keep going with that for 5, 4, try to keep a neutral spine, so not back bending, not in a cat or a cow. Neutral, fairly long. 2, and 1. Lower down, let's do a cat-cow. Come to neutral there. Pick up your feet, flex your feet a little bit, and then press them apart and squeeze them together. Press your feet apart, knees internally rotate, pull together. 5, and go to the end range of that and push into it a little bit. Go for pleasurably intense. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it out, cat-cow. Can you remember the push-pull? Nice. Okay, let's walk our knees back a little bit. Take your right knee towards your right wrist and then cross your right ankle in front of your left knee. You can have the toe pointed or tuck the toe under, and then cat-cow like that. So your knee might be a little bit more angled towards your wrist. If you want to make it more intense, angle it way out to the right. See how that feels in your right glute. Now you can take your blocks for this. You might put them underneath your hands and start to walk your hands back. Tuck your back set of toes. You might frame your legs in this figure 4, and can you lift up into a toe squat? So you're sitting on your left heel for a breath. Now you might take one hand up, strengthen your ankle, the other. One hand down, the other. Walk it forwards. Take your blocks out in front, switch sides. So right knee down, left knee towards left wrist, foot across. You can point or tuck your toes, cat-cows. Your knee can angle a little more towards your wrist or a little more out to the side, depending on the intensity that you choose for today. You can walk it back with your blocks. Tuck your back set of toes. Anywhere along that journey, you might pause. See how it feels. Maybe framing your figure 4, coming into a toe squat. You might take one hand away, strengthening your bottom ankle into the center. Other hand away, one hand down, other hand down. Let it be messy. Walk it forwards. Walk your blocks forwards. And we'll step back into a downward facing dog, pedaling out our feet. Let's bring our feet together, roll through an angry cat plank into a toe tucked upward dog. Tuck your chin, come up and back into your downward facing dog. Your breath in. Press your hips up and back, your breath out. Coming on, back down to your knees, tabletop. This time we'll take our right knee out to the side and kick it out towards straight, so your toes point out to the right. Turn your belly button towards the floor and tone your lower abdomen and start to pulse your leg up. Let's go for 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Focus here on keeping your low spine fairly stable and a lot of work coming into your outer glute. Fairly neutral spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we'll take our right knee towards our right wrist. Again, figure 4, cat-cows. Arch and round. Arch and round. And then tuck your back set of toes and come into a figure 4 dog. So you can walk your hands in a little bit. If it feels okay, bend your left knee. If this is a lot for your hip, tap your right toes to the floor. Or keep that ankle on top of your knee and press back for a breath. Okay, let's walk right knee to the floor. Step it back, downward facing dog. Feet together. Roll through that angry cat plank into your toe tucked upward dog. Tuck your chin. Spread your shoulder blades, ripple back into your downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Down to your knees. Left knee out to the side, then kick that leg towards straight. Turn your belly button towards the floor, start to pulse. Trying to keep this in the glutes, in your seat, in your backside, not in your lower back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Another 10. Keep going with it. Try to keep your shoulders level. Your spine long, your lower belly toned. 3, 2, 1. Left knee towards left wrist. Bring it into that figure 4. Cat-cow a couple times. Tuck your back set of toes. Reach up and back into your figure 4 down dog where you could tap your foot. Or ankle on the knee, bending your back knee. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Reach it back, toes together, round into that angry cat plank, ripple to your toe tucked up dog, up and back to your downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out.